Hi everybody, so it's another video for the Handbook Lighting Resources series, or what do you call it? Okay, it is what it is. So, last time, or the last video that should have been uploaded should have been the lighting design and color handbook. So we're going into primary colors of light. So first was red, and then this is green, and the next book will be blue. But this is the Operation Handbook, and as I've been saying with all of the other books that we've gone over and all the documents we've gone over, it's about the reasoning why you want to have a book like this. I'm not trying to tell you to have something as to what this book is in terms of the layout and the specific details. I'm just saying you want to have a handbook for your team to know how to work whatever lighting system you have. I also have video tutorials for my team that I've recorded as well. So it's a combination of written and video. You may have a different style of doing it, but you obviously the team needs to know how to work the stuff and the way that you're in relation to how you're doing lighting in your church. So first thing is the magic sheet, and this allows us to find out for every uplight that we have, what's the DMX address, what channel mode is it in, what's the Wi-Fi channel, and which fixture button on the board, let's turn my light on, fixture button on the board is it assigned to. So that's kind of the importance of this sheet here. NFG means not functioning good. There's a book out there that says that that's an acronym for no effing good, but I had to clean it up for the church's sake. So not functioning good. It's poor grammar, but at least it's not terrible language, whatever. Okay, there's an uplight menu setup guide. How do you set up the DMX address? How do you set the channel mode? How do you set up the Wi-Fi channel? And again, these are accompanied by video tutorials going step by step on how to do it. So my team can read it, my team can watch it happen, watch it be done. And so, especially like for new members of the ministry who may not be serving every week. I mean, no one really should be serving every single week, but there might be some times in between when they serve where stuff might slip their mind. So having them be able to watch it and see it done over and over again, it helps them. And just being able to read over the directions. I'm a writer. I know how to write clearly and then write instructions and things like that. So this may not be adequate for you. I mean, technically this stuff is inside of the actual user manuals. I just broke it down and simplified it for the ministry because I just have that ability, I guess. Not everyone can, but you know. How to set up the master slave mode, and we use RFC sometimes. Occasionally we have an RFC remote. In fact, we have a remote box. We have a couple of remotes in here, but this is the one that we tend to use for our RFC master slave. It's the American DJ. Let me turn on my light. Maybe you can see it a little better. But that's what it is. So where is it? Yeah, the model is ADJ RFC. So sometimes we may use the master slave mode in conjunction with the RFC remote, and so that's how we can control our lighting, especially if we don't want to be stuck to the board, if we got to be moving around while we're operating. It's kind of easier like that. So that's a whole setup of how that's done. And you may remember this from the Redbook, the design book. It's the song design chart. The technicians that are going to be operating the equipment obviously need to know what colors go with what song. And, for the glow sticks, what color do they get? For the gobos, what color do they get? And kind of make it work like that. So it's a lot of songs. I mean, this is really going to be the most basic and probably the quickest video of them all. But yeah, so I have cues. So for our praise and worship section, the glow sticks refer to the song design chart. Stage lights are on, broadcast lights are on. Welcome, announcements, and then video announcements. So again, it's glow sticks for the welcome, blackout for the, glow sticks is blackout for the welcome, blackout for announcements, and blackout for video. So they're just never on. Stage lights are on, broadcast lights are on, and then blackout. So that's kind of how that works, and you can kind of get the gist of what the other stuff would be. Got the sermon, communion, baptism, baby dedications, all that good stuff. It's all in here. We know what to do. My team knows what to do. And that just gives you a chance to not have to be there coaching people all the time on what to do. It's written right there, nice and clear, what should be done. So, the color mixing guide. Now, this is different than the color meaning guide. Relax. The color mixing guide is just me giving off the RGB coordinates for the different colors that we have. So obviously red and blue make magenta, yellow and cyan and white and all these different colors. And then when we get to the ambers, I kind of made up names because primary colors like RGB coordinates don't have that fourth color. So what I did was I made the fourth color, and then I looked at the traditional RGB color and found the name that most associated or best matched the color that I was seeing from red and amber, and from blue and amber, and so on and so forth. So tangerine was the best match. Okay, focus. Tangerine was the best match for that combination. So from here, indigo and up are standard RGB coordinates. If you look for the RGB coordinates for these colors, you'll see those names. From tangerine down, I made that stuff up. just letting you know, I had to match the typical RGB color with the RGBA, I guess, color, since we have quad fixtures. This is another mixing guide. It's the same mixing guide with the same colors. The only difference is now you see 10s and 0s and some 5s in there. And what that is if you have a controller like this, okay, and you have the 0 to 10 scale. And so I kind of gave my team a little bit of a shortcut on how to handle it. In case I want you to do it the right way, which is understanding the RGB coordinates. But, I give you an out, okay, just in case you're not ready to learn the correct way of doing lighting. I'm very, I'm anal about that. You got to know how to do it in the most traditional way so you can do lighting in the most complicated places because you understand and you have that base. This isn't going to prepare you for more complicated stuff. So, but I have it in there, especially for newbies or people that may be a little intimidated and, they don't want to step their game up. You got a little something. I'm calling people out. It's kind of messed up. Troubleshooting guide. Again, some of the stuff came from the actual handbooks and user manuals, but I write stuff down. And then some of the stuff, life happens. Stuff happens, and we have to troubleshoot on our own, and the booklets don't help. So a lot of this is trial and error through the years that me and my team have run across, and so we've documented it, and we put it inside of here. So if it happens again, we know what to do. If the controller isn't working properly, if the uplights aren't responding, if we got a slow blinking uplight, and if the uplight is struggling and sluggish with response to DMX. So we have different scenarios, and we could add more as more problems arise. But, So like I was saying, all the user manuals are here. And I do a pretty good job of staying up to date with them. I'm checking American DJ and making sure that if there's an updated handbook or updated user manual, I download that and print that out. Like for instance, obviously this isn't the user manual that came originally with the fixture, but this was a more recent version, so I downloaded it and now it's in here. So you kind of have to stay up to date with that kind of stuff as well, somewhat. And like I said, we document our troubleshooting stuff. So if something does happen, who's writing it up, when did it happen, what was going on, what was the problem, what did you do, what happened after you did it, and what were the fixtures, you know, that were causing the problem. So that's kind of important for me, so that especially if I'm not around and something happens, okay, well, yeah, I'll review it during the week and see if I can figure it out during the week on Tuesday or Wednesday or something and fix the problem so that by Sunday it's in the troubleshooting guide at least. And at best, I fixed it, you know. So um, there you go. And then a checklist. This allows the wow, I only have like a couple left. I gotta print more of these. Wow. Yeah, I only got a couple of weeks left. But yeah, this just lets you know how to set up the steps you take, and this is just to help mostly to remember what to do. Sometimes when you're doing stuff and stuff is in your mind and it's kind of mindless and you don't think about it, you can end up forgetting because you're not thinking about it. So this keeps us like engaged and like, okay, I need to make sure I plug this in. I need to make sure I do this and I need to make sure I do that. Jibblein is an app we use for Slack. I talked about that in one of my first videos, the first or second video. It allows us to clock in, keep track of our time. So I'm not going to watch the series and catch up. Okay, yeah. Breakdown, of course. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So that's the operation handbook. That's how you operate our equipment. Mostly dealing with the controller and the glow sticks, which are sitting right here behind me, and dealing with the uplights that they're attached to. Um, the follow spots, that black thing over there, and then there's another one. Okay, you can't see, but yeah, there's one on this end and one on the other end. We don't use them currently because we don't have enough people. We don't have enough members in the ministry to be able to serve each week, to be able to tackle. You would need 3 people per week, and we don't have enough people to handle that kind of rotation. So it's, to currently we don't use them. They're kind of just sitting there, but it's another story. So if you have any questions about this, let me know. I don't think I'm going to have any links in the description for what I've used. I mean, most of the material came from the user manuals, um, as well as just personal experience with the equipment, like the troubleshooting stuff. So there's not much I can share with you in terms of how this would work. I mean, maybe the color mixing guide could be useful for you if you want to use those colors and teach your team how to use the colors and have a little table. Let me know. Otherwise, this is like, out of all the books in the series, this is like the least useful for you. It's very, very, very specific to what you're doing. Compared to the other stuff, you can kind of put it wherever. In any kind of lighting ministry, it'll have a place, sort of. This is the book that's like very, but you want to have this kind of book. So I want to talk about it, kind of give you an idea of what you could put in it and how you could lay it out, maybe, and that kind of stuff. So thanks for watching. Yeah, just the stuff in the description. I have a website you could check out. It has a section in there for my lighting works and projects and things like that. So go ahead and check that out. I have a second YouTube channel as well that I just recently started. There's only one video there, but it's about to be a weekly um, active kind of channel, kind of like how this channel is currently for a temporary amount of time. But yeah, going with that weekly flow. So that stuff might be on the screen right now. I don't know. But thanks for watching, and keep shining.